Psalm 73 begins with a declaration. Truly God is good to Israel, to those who are pure in heart. But immediately, Asaph confesses his struggle. His feet had almost slipped. Why? Because he envied the arrogant and saw the prosperity of the wicked. This psalm is not a tidy theological lesson. It's a deep, emotional wrestling match with the question, why do the wicked seem to win while the righteous suffer? Asaph looks around and sees the ungodly, living in luxury, prideful, and carefree. They scoff and threaten oppression, speaking arrogantly. Their bodies are healthy, their wealth increases, and people even praise them. This sounds familiar, doesn't it? Even today, it's easy to be shaken when we see those who disregard God seemingly living their best lives. Asaph begins to wonder, have I kept my heart pure for nothing? He's been disciplined, afflicted, and yet those who do wrong appear untouched. It's the raw honesty of this psalm that gives it so much power. We're often taught not to question God, but here the Bible shows us that God welcomes our questions, especially when we bring them to Him. But the turning point comes in verse 17. Everything changes when Asaph enters the sanctuary of God. In that holy place, he gains divine perspective. He sees that the wicked are actually on slippery ground. Their lives may seem stable, but judgment is near. God will bring justice in His time. Asaph realizes that their prosperity is temporary, like a dream that vanishes upon waking. Suddenly, the bitterness in his heart begins to melt. He admits he was senseless and ignorant, like a brute beast before God. And then comes the beautiful revelation, yet I am always with you. You hold me by my right hand. This is the heartbeat of Psalm 73. In the end, it's not about who prospers materially. It's about who walks with God eternally. Asaph acknowledges that God is his portion forever. Though his heart and flesh may fail, God is the strength of his heart. The psalm ends not with despair, but with deep joy. Asaph declares, it is good to be near God. Those far from God will perish, but those who draw near will find peace and purpose. This hour-long reflection invites us to let go of earthly comparisons and embrace the eternal truth of God's presence. We unpack every key verse, break down the Hebrew imagery, and connect the psalm's message to real-life struggles, envy, disappointment, spiritual doubt, and the temptation to give up. We also draw on supporting scriptures, Job's, trials, Habakkuk's, lament, and Jesus' teaching in the Bible to show that the prosperity of the wicked has always been a testing ground for the faithful. But, like Asaph, when we bring our confusion to God, we are never turned away. We are invited to see life through heaven's lens. The video concludes with a call to stand firm in faith, to seek God in the sanctuary of worship, and to trust that His justice and love endure forever. In the sanctuary, clarity comes. In God's presence, perspective shifts, and in the end, it is better to have God than to have the world.